Start with the name of Allah, who is the most merciful and grateful. Dear students of class second year, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome you to virtual learning system of Pakistan International School Taif. Dear students, we have English lecture number 4, Unit 1, Vision and Mission. Here's your teacher, Sarfraz Nadeem. Let's see what this topic today. Today's topic is 1.2 reading selection, Jinnah's Vision of Pakistan, Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Dear students, this lesson on is from page number 21 to 27. We have reading today, and definitely I will read the lesson today, and then you have to be very careful during the reading, and please open your book. If you have a book, it's good. If you don't have, try to arrange book for you. And because dear students, without book, it is quite difficult to understand the lecture, the things, whatever the subject you have. So hope so you arranged a book, and now you will open page number 21. Dear students, first we have a pre-reading. Now pre-reading is Jinnah's Vision of Pakistan. Dear students, again you have read. Now in last lesson was the pre-reading about the farewell sermon of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that you learned that sermon in your other subjects like history, Islamiyat, in Urdu or in other language. Today we have again, you have read a lot about the father of nation, Qaid-e-Azam. From your knowledge of history, try to recall what our Qaid stood for. Now here you have again, dear students, recall your memory that what our Qaid stood for. You may not have read his speeches, but you must have been told about his principles, what he stood for and what he envisioned for us as Pakistanis. After reading the lesson, try to relate what you have been told and what the Qaid himself says in this speech, which perhaps was his last significant speech too. Now here, this is the pre-reading, dear students. Here we will be able to know that what we learned in previous lectures or in other books about the Qaid and his vision. Here now, what is actually the speech of Muhammad Ali Jinnah. So let's start our reading. We have this reading selection 1.2, Jinnah's Vision of Pakistan, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Mr. Jinnah's presidential address to the Constituent Assembly of Pakistan. Muhammad Ali Jinnah's 11th August speech is one of the most famous speeches made by Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the founding father of Pakistan and known as the Qaid-e-Azam, means great leader. Today, there is hardly a more continuous issue in Pakistan than the issue of Jinnah's vision. While Pakistan was created as a result of what could be described as Indian Muslim nationalism, Jinnah was widely held as a competent barrister who had once championed the cause of Hindu-Muslim unity and a united India. When the partition of India finally occurred, Jinnah, soon to be Governor General of the Dominion of Pakistan, gave expression to his vision of Pakistan in an address to the Constituent Assembly on August 11, 1947. He spoke of an inclusive and impartial government, religious freedom, rule of law, and equality for all. He also seemed to advocate the ideology of Pakistan. Dear students, here in this paragraph, dear students, Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Jinnah delivered a memorable speech on 11th August 1947, in which he expressed his vision of Pakistan. He demanded in his address an impartial and fair government in which religious freedom, rule of law, and equality for all would be in top priority. So we learned this from the this paragraph of the Qadi Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah's. Now the speech is going to start. What he said, here it is. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, I cordially thank you with the utmost sincerity for the honor you have conferred upon me. The greatest honor that is possible to confer. By electing me as your first president, I also thank those leaders who have spoken in appreciation of my services and their personal references to me. I sincerely hope that with your support and your cooperation, we shall make this Constituent Assembly as an example to the world. The Constituent Assembly has got two main functions to perform. The first is the very onerous and responsible. The first is the very onerous and responsible task of framing the future constitution of Pakistan, and the second of functioning as a full and complete sovereign body as the federal legislature of Pakistan. We have to do the best we can in adopting a provisional constitution for federal legislature of Pakistan. You know, really that not only we ourselves are wondering, but I think the whole world is wondering at this unprecedented cyclonic revolution which has brought about the plan of creating and establishing two independent sovereign dominions in the subcontinent. As it has been unprecedented. There is no parallel in the history of the world. This mighty subcontinent with all kinds of inhabitants has been brought under a plan which is titanic, unknown, unparalleled. And what is very important with regards to it is that we have achieved it peacefully and by means of an evolution of the greatest possible character. Now, dear students, in this paragraph, Qadi Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah told that as a newly country, Pakistan has lots to do. Yes? And here, and in his address, he thanked all the people who cooperated him. He said that the Constituent Assembly and two functions to do. The first function of the assembly is to make the constitution for Pakistan, and second function is to work as the federal legislature of Pakistan. Regarding the first function, he told that the Constituent Assembly had to maintain law and order to protect the lives, properties, and religious belief of the people. Dealing with our first function in the assembly, I cannot make any well considered pronouncement at this moment, but I shall say a few things as they occur to me. The first and the foremost thing that I would like to emphasize is that remember that you are now a sovereign legislative body and you have got all the powers. It therefore places on you the gravest responsibility as to how you should take your decisions. The first observation that I would like to make is this: you will not doubt agree, you will no doubt agree with me that first duty of a government is to maintain law and order so that the life, property, and religious beliefs of its subjects are fully protected by a state. So dear students, I told you that the Muhammad Ali Jinnah's two functions. He told that as a newly country, we have two things to do first. One is to make the constitution of for Pakistan, and second function is to work as the federal legislature of Pakistan. And this regard, what is our first duty? To maintain law and order, to protect the lives, properties, and religious belief of the people. The second thing that occurs to me is this: one of the biggest curses from which India is suffering. I do not say that other countries are free from it, but I think our condition is much worse, is bribery and corruption. That really is a poison. We must put that down with an iron hand, and I hope that you will take adequate measures as soon as it is possible for this assembly to do so. The next thing that strikes me is this: here again, it is a legacy which has been passed on to us. Long, along with many other things, good and bad, has arrived this great evil, the evil of nepotism and jobbery. Dear students, nepotism means here, what is the meaning of favorism? Sometimes you are giving favor to any relative or anyone, and jobbery has also corrupt or corruption. I want to make it quite clear that I shall never tolerate any kind of jobbery, nepotism, or any influence directly or indirectly brought to bear upon me. Whenever I will find that such a practice is a vogue or is continuing anywhere, low or high, I shall certainly not countenance it. I know there are people who do not quite agree with the division of India and the partition of the Punjab and Bengal. Much has been said against it, but now that it has been accepted, it is the duty of every one of us to loyal, abide by it, and honorable act according to the agreement which is now final and binding on all. Now, dear students, here in this paragraph, Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah pointed very, very important issues which we are still facing nowadays in Pakistan. And that was, what was there? Bribery and corruption. That really is a poison. He said that they are the poison. Regarding the second function, he pointed out to wash out the poison of bribery and corruption. The most devastating evil is favoritism. You are supposed to give favor to someone which is very near to you, a relative or like this. This favorism, dear students, is sometimes much difficult for the nation or for nation's development. So here, this is also, and this evil must be demolished. He said that section of people who may not agree with this, but you have to accept this revolution because it was the only solution. But you must remember, as I have said, that that this mighty revolution that has taken place in unprecedented, one can quite understand the feeling that exists between the two communities when wherever one community is in majority and the other is in minority. But the question is whether it was possible or practicable or to act otherwise than what has been done. A division has to take place, one on both sides, in Hindustan and Pakistan. There are sections of people who may not agree with it, who may not like it, but in my judgment, there was no other solution, and I'm sure the future history will record its verdict in favor of it. Now, dear students, till here, the Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah said that few are saying that it shouldn't be, means there shouldn't be a division of India. But now he said that there are sections of people who may not agree with it, who may not like it, but in my judgment, there was no other solution, and I'm sure the future history will record its verdict in favor of it. In the future, you will be able to know that this decision was in favor of Muslims or it was good decision. And what is more, it will be proved by actual experience as we go on that it was the only solution of India's constitutional problem. Any India, any idea of a united India could never have worked, and in my judgment, it would have led us to terrific disaster. Maybe that view is correct. Maybe it is not. That remains to be seen. All the same, in this division, it was impossible to avoid the question of minorities being in one dominion or the other. Now that was unavoidable. There is no other solution. Now, what shall we do? Now, if we want to make this great state of Pakistan happy and prosperous, we should wholly and solely concentrate on the well being of the people and especially of the masses and the poor. If you will work in cooperation, forgetting the past, burying the hatchet, you are bound to succeed. If you change your past and work together in a spirit that every one of you, no matter to what community he belongs, no matter what relations he had with you in the past, no matter what is his color, caste, or creed, is first, second, and last a citizen of this state with equal rights, privileges, and obligations, there will be no end to the progress you will make. Dear students, here in this paragraph, Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah told that we should forget our past for working together. We should avoid the differences of color, caste, or creed and work as the cool citizens of Pakistan. And he also said that forget the things which you had. Now, this is time to work for the newly established country. This is time to work together. This is a time to forget each and everything for the betterment of the country. I cannot emphasize it too much. We should begin to work in that spirit, and in the course of time, all these angularities of the majority and the minority communities, the Hindu community and the Muslim community, because even as regard Muslims, you have Pathans, Punjabis, Shias, Sunnis, and so on. And among the Hindus, you have Brahmins, Vaishnavis, Khatris, also Bengalis, Madrasis, and so on, will vanish. Indeed, if you ask me, this has been the biggest hindrance in the way of India to attain freedom and independence. Else, we would have been a free people long ago. No power can hold another nation, especially a nation of 400 million souls in subjection. Nobody could have conquered you, and even if it had happened, nobody could have continued it hold on you for any length of time. But for this, therefore, we must learn a lesson from this. You are free. You are free to go to your temples. You are free to go to your mosques or to any other place of worship in this state of Pakistan. You may belong to any religion or caste or creed that has nothing to do with the business of the state. Now, here, this dear students, in this paragraph, the Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah emphasized too much on the freedom on freedom of whatever the nations and communities living. For example, we have two communities, Hindus means Muslims and non-Muslims. He said in Muslim community you have many people, if you are Pathans, Punjabis, Shia, Sunni, whatever. Or if we in Hindu community we have many people over there, tribes, Brahmins, Vaishnavs, Khatris, in Bengalis, Madrasis, and so on. He said you just forget each and everything and you have to work for the country. Your every step must be for the country. And he also said that you are not supposed to be conquered over here. But even it would happen, nobody could have continued hold on you. He told people about their freedom of worship and thoughts as far as political sense is concerned. He even told that we are the citizens of the one state and we have to work for our state, not for ourselves. And you are free to go to your masjid, you are free to go to your temples, and wherever you want in the you can worship in this state of Pakistan. And you may belong to any religion or caste or creed that has nothing to do with the business of this state. Means this state will never think that what where you are worshipping and what you are worshipping. Now I think we should keep that in front of us as our ideal, and you will find that in the course of time, Hindus would cease to be Hindus and Muslims would cease to be Muslims. Not in the religious sense, because that is the personal faith of each individual, but in the political sense as citizens of the state. Well, gentlemen, I do not wish to take up any more of your time and thank you again for the honor you have done to me. I shall always be guided by the principles of justice and fair play without any. As is put in the political language, prejudice or ill will, in other words, partiality or favorism. My guiding principle will be justice and complete impartiality. And I'm sure that with your support and cooperation, I can now look forward to Pakistan becoming one of the greatest nations of the world. Dear students, in the last this paragraph, as far as a political sense is concerned, he said that we are the citizens of the one state. And in the end, he said that with the support and cooperation of the people, he could look forward to make Pakistan one of the greatest nations of the world. So, dear students, here in this whole speech of Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, we learned that whatever we are doing, that is all about our nation for our Pakistan. We should be sincere and loyal towards our country. We should be uh, hard worker for our country. We should ignore all these such things which are making us or which are going to divide us, that we are Sindhis, Punjabis, Pathans, but we are Pakistani. This is the lesson from this speech. We shouldn't think when we are doing work for the nation that we are Muslims or we are non-Muslims, but we are all Pakistanis and we have to work together for the betterment of our country. So this was the whole reading section, dear students, of this lesson, Jinnah's Vision of Pakistan, of Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Now after this, dear students, we have a word bank. We have new vocabulary over here. You can see on page number 24 and 25 we have as well. Many words are given and the meaning of the words also available over here. Like, for example, abide by, to tolerate, to put up with, to accept or submit to it, or to comply with, appreciation, barrister, what is the champion. The all words are given over here. You can say nepotism, liberal, legislature, legacy, something handed down or received from an ancestor. Or so like these all, temple, subjection, sovereign, the all words are given over here, dear students. Now, We have study questions also on page number 26. Recalling means you are supposed to recall your memory. What we right now we have done our lesson. So we have given few questions over here to write the answers. So this is the work to the students to do this work. Now, first question is here: when and where did Muhammad Ali Jinnah deliver this speech? What will be the answer, dear students? If you will recall your memory, if you will open your book, you can get it. That where he did. I will help you to answer this question. Muhammad Ali Jinnah delivered this speech on 11th August 1947 to the Constituent Assembly of Pakistan in Karachi. He addressed the first Constituent Assembly of Pakistan as the first Governor General of Pakistan. Now, dear students, keep in your mind that when Pakistan just came into being, the capital of Pakistan was Karachi, and then Islamabad was announced. But the first assembly of Pakistan, or constituent assembly, was in Karachi. Number two question is here, dear students: what two functions of the constituent assembly did M.A. Jinnah refer to in the beginning of his speech? Means here, what two functions the Qaeda-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah did refer to in the beginning of his speech. You say in the beginning of his speech, Muhammad Ali Jinnah manifested two main functions of the Constituent Assembly. The first function was to make the constitution of Pakistan for future, which was important, though a laborious act. The second function was that Assembly would work as full and complete sovereign body as the federal legislature of Pakistan. Jinnah considered these two functions very much important for Pakistan. So, dear students, two questions I help you. I may do with you more three if you say, what did he say about the first function of the assembly? You say, Muhammad Jinnah said about the first function of the assembly that it would maintain law and order in the state. He said that it was the duty of the assembly to give full protection to the life, property, and to the religious beliefs of the people. He said that this protection was possible only if law and order was maintained in the country. So, three questions are given to you, dear students. Now, remaining question answers you have to do complete these. Second option you have interpreting. Interpreting is here also question answer. What does Muhammad Jinnah mean by Hindus would cease to be Hindus and Muslims cease to be Muslims? How will you explain this? I will say that by this sentence, Muhammad Jinnah means that it is not on the basis of creed, color, or caste, but rather it is on the basis of citizenship. Hindu will be no more a Hindu but a Pakistani, and same will be the case with the Muslim. There will be no difference between them. They will live as one nation and the state of Pakistan. Dear, really, students, that if we all are living over here in country, as I told you in the last, that if we are living in our country, Pakistan, there is no more any Muslim, Hindu, or Sindhi, Punjabi, Pathan, or Balochi. We all are Pakistanis, and we have to work together for the betterment for our country, for our nation, whatever we can, where we are, what we are, we have to do, we have to work for our country. So, 3 to 4 answers are told by me to you, dear students, in this lecture, and you have to write. Might be I can say that this is your homework, the question answers of recalling. You are supposed to complete at home, and you can send it to me. And what will be the next lecture, which will be day after tomorrow? Tomorrow will be we have noun phrase and noun clause. What we have? Noun phrase and noun clause. This is coming lecture, dear students. So you have to be very careful. It will be very helpful for you to know about what is phrase, what is clause, and then what is noun phrase and what is noun clause. So definitely we will learn it in coming lecture. And this is all about today's lecture, dear students. And have a good day. Thank you so much for joining me. See you soon. Till that, Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.